Why we are asking for the kilometers of road, Mr. Speaker, is because the spark is being promoted. And I know that each member of parliament in here, especially the 49 on that side, who behaves like hypocrites when they are ready.
Bless up, ABR Massive and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's a girl, Anissa Bella Rose. And in this one, in the House of Parliament today, a whole heap of outbursts back and forth from the government to the opposition as the Spark program is being promoted. And the opposition raised a myriad of questions to which the government refuses to answer. I remember last week in the parliament where the Prime Minister was speaking and they all promoting the whole spark and fixing of the roads in the island where the roads are in deplorable conditions. And a member from the opposition side had asked him how much kilometers of road would have been fixed, and he said that he would have provided the answer. Now, Nestor Morgan, who is the minister under that portfolio, should have come with the answer today, I believe. But instead, they basically wanted to turn the parliament into, chaos. If you're using taxpayers' money to fund a major project like this, where not all the roads will be fixed under this Spark program, right? I believe that they should have provided the answer of how much kilometers of road and provided the answer of which subcontractors are a part of the big contractor as Czech. We know say Czech always get all of the road contracts in the island. So a taxpayers' money are spent, and the way how them are behaving at the parliament is like they should not be asked any question, and it's like the questions that are asked are far-fetched questions. Now I want you to listen to what Mickael Phillips was saying and how them operate in the parliament. And it's not their business, it's not their personal business, this is the people's business. And we employ them to do the work, and they are supposed to provide us with the answers to whatever questions we have. But check this out and tell me what you think. Notification shout out goes to Pat W. Big up yourself, my sis. Thanks for the continued support, as well as Darrington Ferguson. Big up yourself, Darrington. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
The question was asked of the Prime Minister last week, and I was hoping that the Minister would have been able to give more information, because we are hearing about the quantities of roads that should be repaired or rehabilitated under the Spark program. But it would be good to know the amount of kilometers of roads that will be rehabilitated under the Spark program. And why I'm asking for the kilometers of road, Mr. Speaker, why we are asking for the kilometers of road, Mr. Speaker, is because the spark is being promoted. And I know that each member of parliament in here, especially the 49 on that side, who behaves like hypocrites when they are ready. No, because they themselves, Mr. Speaker, have been asked the question as I have, and those of us on this side.
Point of order. I rise.
Turn your mic on.
The member to clarify when he says they on that side. I'm sitting on this side. I'm on a part of the 49. And I've never, ever engaged the member on that side in any conversation as it relates to any policy relating to roads, etc. So I'd like the member to be clear, very, very clear, and that is a point of order.
So there are many on that side, Mr. Speaker, who, Mr. Speaker, and seriously, members, the question has been asked by constituents if all the roads in the constituencies will be repaired under the Spark program. Relax, no, member, because Spark is being promoted as the answer to all the bad roads that we have in the country. And out of the 30,000 kilometers of roads that we have island-wide, then it would be good for the country to understand how many of that 30,000 kilometers of road will be repaired and rehabilitated under Spark. So it's just a simple question. Mr. Speaker, I crave your protection, Mr. Speaker, from the members. It's just a simple question, member. All right. Now, Mr. Speaker, question I would like to ask the minister from his statement.
Hold a minute, member. Member, you ask for protection on more than one occasion. But if you continue to cross-talk with those who are heckling, then I can't protect you. Please.
So, Mr. Speaker, in the statement from the minister, and I have to say publicly, on behalf of my constituency and constituents of Northwest Manchester, that we are in the first phase of the work order number 1 that should be started anytime soon. But I want to ask the minister, Mr. Speaker, because it speaks of, I know that China Harbour is the main contractor for the Spark program. But will there be subcontractors that will be engaged in this first work order? And at what point will we as members of Parliament know who those subcontractors are that will be working in our constituencies? Information is key, Mr. Speaker, so that we can move forward. Because if work order number 2 is to come,
Mr. Speaker, I know the member really is asking a question of the minister who made a statement. Is it? Or he already spoke on that? Okay, fine. So I would ask for the member to be given additional time based on your discretion, Mr. Speaker.
The request is on the floor for an extension of time for the member. Those in favor? Those against? Member, you have 2 minutes, 2 minutes in which to complete your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, Mr. Speaker, as through you, Mr. Speaker, the issue of the subcontractors, or is it that China Harbour will be engaged, will be taking on the work order number 1 by themselves? It would be good to have that information. And when will that information be given to each member of Parliament and the public at large? In the second statement given by the Minister, the bridge program, Mr. Speaker, this is welcoming news, if I'm to be fair. because the issue of our bridges has been a long-standing and one that has been a thorn in our sides. And we, on this side also, would like to say thank you to the cooperation of United Kingdom Export Finance and the government for this program that will touch some 54 bridges. The question that I would like to know is how many more bridges that we have out there that will not be touched by this program? And will there be a continue? Because part of the issue that we have had, Mr. Speaker, is that we have not put enough in the budget just for maintenance of the bridges. And will this, moving forward, will we see an increase in the budget of maintenance for the bridges, and what will happen to those that will not be affected by this program?
I have it. So, Mr. Speaker, we distributed a letter signed by me through the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, which basically outlined to each member what their allocation is. It also outlines how the project will be executed and gives them guidance as to the implementation process of the Spark program. You would remember, Mr. Speaker, that we had consultations in every single constituency across Jamaica where roads were chosen in the consultative process by residents with their MPs and councillors in consultation. And then a subset of those roads, 10, were chosen by each constituency, which gave us a total of about 630 roads, which form the whole of the expected Spark program execution. Of those 630 roads, based on the $45 billion budget that we have taken out a portion of it, probably about 6 or 7, that we're planning to implement in this financial year and the next financial year. Does not mean that the other 3 that are left are not going to be fixed, but that has to come in another financial year. We're being very transparent and very open. So the question that the member asked is how many kilometers of roads? I do not have that information. What I have is how much money is going to be spent in your constituency to fix 6 or 7 roads to impact the residents and citizens of your constituency, to fix the roads that they chose to fix. You ask about subcontractors. The Spark program was the subject of an international tender process where persons bid and China Harbour came out as the winner of the bidding process. The contract with China Harbour stipulates that they must engage local contractors in each package to execute the works. Now, we as the NWA cannot interfere with the contract and tell China Harbour which contractor to engage. What we can say is that it is mandatory that local contractors are engaged, and we know that China Harbour is currently in discussions with numerous contractors all across the island in every parish to engage them to participate in the Spark program.